Today I want to get back to the basics and we're going to do a full set meal. Let's get a nice filling main dish. Actually, this week is Korean New Year's. So I'm going to be down in the countryside and I'm going to be helping probably my grandma make Korean pancakes. During Korean New Year's, it's customary for families to come together and you sit around, get like a little pan in the middle, and you make a lot of Korean pancakes. The most typical one, you put a little toothpick in and you get lines of vegetables and ham or maybe spam. I'm rhyming. Since I know I'm going to eat a lot of ham down in the countryside, I wanted to keep it light today, and we're going to do something with shrimp.
I tried so hard to really love you, baby. I tried so hard to really love you, baby. I tried so hard to really love you, baby. I tried so hard.
We're going to start off with the very special banchan. The reason it's special is we're going to use Deulkkae garu. Deulkkae is perilla seeds and garu means powder. We recently just uploaded this to gochujang, so you can buy it there. This is basically the seeds of a perilla plant which have been toasted and then ground up. It's a very unique taste. I mean, it's a little bit herbally, a little bit grassy notes, just like the perilla leaf, of course, but it also acts like a thickener. Like when you make gamjatang, which is the pork neck bone soup, which a lot of people really like, you add this on top at the end. But we can also use it for banchan, and this mushroom dish is lovely. Let me show you. 300 grams of Korean oyster mushrooms. This in Korean is called Untitled boseot. When it's blanched, it gets a little bit chewy and it's just the perfect texture. Of course, you can replace with the mushroom of your choice. Cut off the base that it's connected to. That part is no good. And then just with your hands, you can just pry them apart. You know, they're a little bit shy. Then give these guys a good rinse under cold water. 4 shiitake mushrooms, just slice them up. This adds a nice contrast and texture. So if you're using other mushrooms, that's fine. The weight should be around 350 grams. And in this dish, zucchini works beautifully with the mushrooms. So just measure 1 finger length, chop this in half, and then just cut into moon shapes. Then half an onion, just strips. I'm going to use half a Cheonggyeong chili pepper. You can use jalapeno as well. We're not going to use any of the seeds, just take that out. Fill a pot with some water. Let's get it up to a boil on high heat. Good amount of salt in the water, that way it seasons the mushrooms. Pick a random old song. La cucaracha, la cucaracha. I don't remember this song. And once it starts to boil, we're gonna do a drive-by blanch. All right, all of the mushrooms in, and literally 10 seconds. Hana, 둘, 셋. Then use a cheesecloth or a squeeze bag, and we just want to squeeze the water out. If you squeeze too hard like me, you're gonna have to kind of bring it back to life a little bit, untangle the pieces. Frying pan out. Let's put this onto a medium heat. Let's get a little bit of oil in. All right, half a tablespoon of minced garlic. Mix it up a little bit in the oil. Then let's get our onions in, and then our zucchini. All right, guys, then let's just stir fry this around for 1 minute. After 1 minute, let's add in our mushrooms. And a half a teaspoon of salt. We're gonna add a little bit more at the end. And let's stir fry this around for 3 minutes or until the zucchinis get soft. Oh, it's smelling good, guys. And after around 3 minutes, guys, we're gonna add Perilla Oil. Now, we also sell this at gochujang, finally. But it tastes very similar to sesame oil. It's nutty, but it's a little bit lighter. Think about it as a cousin to sesame oil. 1 tablespoon, and then 1 tablespoon of that Perilla powder from earlier. This Perilla powder really thickens everything up. Wow, you got a little bit of a char. Beautiful. One last thing, we just want to add half teaspoon more of salt. Mix this up. Looks something like this. And boom, there it is, guys. Wow. You just drop this 1 banchan in the middle, put out some rice, easily 1-2 bowls down. And it's so healthy. All right, I gotta go in for a taste. Oh man, I don't think we've done any recipes like this. Amazing taste. We're gonna work with some soybean sprouts. Now soybean sprouts, these guys have a helmet. Mung bean sprouts, which you throw into Vietnamese pho, that one has a beak. So if you buy a bag at a supermarket, it should be roughly 300 grams. It could be more or less. But just give these guys a quick wash. And I forgot to mention, but you want to be very careful when you kind of like tossing this and rinsing this, because breaking the helmet off these guys brings you around 15 years of bad luck. I mean, one move, I mean, it's over. Game over for you, okay? And of course, we have the lot more durable, a little bit dumber carrot right here. Just cut off a few sections, cut into matchstick. And then you can use green onion or spring onion, just maybe a hand-sized piece. going to offer a nice little lift. Then fill your pot with water again. All right, once it comes to boil, we're going to put our soybeans in. Let's put this for 5 minutes. These soybeans have a little bit of an armpit. You can smell it in the air, so don't put a lid on it. So let that stank. We'll drain this and rinse it under cold water. We're gonna let these guys do the old school way and just chill out, relax, and drip off the excess water. Let's put our soybeans here, carrots in, and green onions or spring onions in. 2 tablespoons of gochugaru. All right, ½ tablespoon of minced garlic. Up next to the stage is little SO, some sesame oil. Let's do 1 tablespoon, good landing. Then we got a little SS, that little soy sauce, 1 tablespoon, 3 or 4 shakes of salt. We can add more later to taste. And you can start to see the color turn red from the gochugaru. Untangle these a little bit. Take a small sample, few more taps of salt. All right, I think that should be it. Green onions on top. You can pound up some sesame seeds, bristled over the top. Black crushed up sesame seeds. And there you have it, spicy soybean muhcim, aka Maeun Kongnmaul-Muhcim. The soybean is crunchy. You gotta hit that gochugaru spice, a little bit of garlic, and just overall perfect for a banchan. All right, and for our shrimp Jeon, guys, we need little tongtongs, little fatties. Turn on some music, take off all the shell, even this part, the tail end, and make sure to devein them as well. FYI, to get this last shell piece off, instead of just like squeezing it out, there's this little pointy end right here, which is actually filled with water. Actually, when you fry, you want to take this part off as well. But if you do take that part off, this last part, it should just slide right out. Good. Let's slice a few more of the carrots. And then about a 4-arm piece of spring onion. We're gonna crack 2 eggs. 하나, 둘. Let's add our color in. Make it nice and exciting. Let's season this with a little bit of salt. Next, I'm gonna use some buchimgaru, Korean pancake mix. If you don't have it, just use regular flour. Works just as good, no problemo. Put our shrimp in. And then of course, try your best to tap off excess. Give it a nice mix. And beautiful. I don't know why we don't use shrimp so much when we make jeon. I think we should. I'm gonna make it a thing. Frying pan on, let's put it on a medium low. All right, we'll put a good amount of oil in. Once the oil is hot, we're gonna put 1 shrimp and then another shrimp so it becomes a little circle. Add a little bit of egg in the middle. Again, put 1 shrimp, then get another shrimp so it's yin and yang. And then if you want it to look pretty, you can just basically knock off some of this egg that comes off the sides. You can flip them once they get a little bit crispy on one side. The bottom side always looks a bit ugly, so we're waiting for the top side to finish. You see that beautiful marriage of shrimp? Oh, it's beautiful. We got our 3 banchans. All I need is a little bit of rice here. Ooh, ow. This is like my definition of a very clean, healthy meal. I have to try our shrimp jeon first. Oh my gosh, it's so sweet and juicy. You get a little bit of our spicy soybean sprouts. And I think when you spend the time to cook a meal for yourself, for someone, there's this sense of 뿌듯함. It's a Korean word meaning satisfaction. So if you're having a hard day at work or something and life is just not, bouncing the way it should be, make yourself a little set menu and just appreciate the small things. And happy Korean New Year's.
When you came along.